Well, this is it. The sense of anticipation here at the O2 off the scale tonight. Officially, Charles Martin defending his IBF heavyweight title. But the hope of everyone in this arena is it's the coming of age of Anthony Joshua. Joshua always starts fast. Both of them have got rid of a lot of opponents early. And Martin carries very, very respectable power with his left hand. The straight left is particularly impressive, but he can hook with it as well, and it's the left hook that caused Joshua problems, remember, against Dylan White. Looks to land the right hand, but he's miles away there, despite the big cheer that went up.
It's important for Joshua to get the center and get that jab established early on, just to get his range in.
Martin showing reluctance to engage here early, and that is the feeling in the Martin camp, that they want to drag this into the later rounds. You heard what David Haye said about that. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Charles Martin. How will Martin react when he gets caught by one of those right hands? How will Joshua react if he gets tagged by a Martin left?
Both pretty cautious, aren't they? They know neither one really wants to commit early on, waiting for a counter each of them.
Every time they come together, you can just hear the reaction in the crowd. They are waiting for an explosion here. There's the right hand from Joshua. He senses that Martin felt that, but then staying composed. Martin in front of him, circling. Joshua looking to land another right hand. Then, as you say, Glenn, getting the jab going, but it's the right that Martin's got to watch for, and he's starting to unload here, and Martin looked to move in and then checked.
Snatches the left hand, Martin. He's very upright. There's not a great deal of head movement from Martin, which I've always looked as a danger to him if Joshua could double up the jab and get that long right hand on.
And a lot of weight on that front foot as well, Glenn. If he does catch a right hand, he's going to absorb a lot of that.
The novice looking left swing there, wasn't he? Pretty apprehensive.
Oh, that's the word, isn't it? In many ways, both these two novices. Another right hand gets in from Joshua. Martin looking a little bit wary here, just got tangled up there. That was the advertising hoarding that just tripped him up. But Joshua's landed 2 or 3 now, none of them on the button.
But he's looking very wary, Charles Martin, isn't he? He's wary of throwing a punch. He's looking to see what comes back from Joshua. Tries the left.
What an incredible atmosphere in here. David Haye is watching alongside us. What do you make of that first round, David?
It looks as though Anthony Joshua's learned from that Dylan White fight. You know, he didn't come out there all guns blazing, leaving his chin out and hanging out. Very composed. I like the right hand he was shooting to Martin's chest and abdominals. Slow this guy down. The guy's has a slow pace anyway, but shooting those shots downstairs, or at least at his chest, with Martin ducking down into the shots, he can end up catching him on the chin. But I like what I see from Joshua in that first round, 1 round to Joshua, in my opinion.
Yeah, a positive start. And it was interesting talking to AJ a couple of weeks ago in the build-up to this. He actually said, if I fight like I fight against Dylan White, I'm not going to win this. I have to be better than that. I have to be more sensible.
He fought on emotion. That meant he had a point to prove, and he didn't really care. He knew he was going to get the punches on, and he fought reckless. Here, much more cautious.
But the feeling in this arena, it's ready just to burst. They're waiting for the big shot. They're hoping it comes from the man in the white trunks, Anthony Joshua, the Olympic champion. A man who beat just Roberto Camarelli, a southpaw, in that final. But a man who did lose to a southpaw in the amateurs as well, but that was a long time ago. And all those weeks sparring Joey Abel, Minnesota Ice, remember him? Lost to Tyson Fury a couple of years ago. Otto Wallin, they came over. all to prepare him for this. And he's tagged again, this time with the left hand, and there's an unsteady look about Charles Martin here. But Joshua's got to pick his shots clean. He can't lunge in and leave himself open to a counter.
Martin's a bit ungainly, but he's managed to get his left hand up so far, trying to come forward a little bit more, trying to lead off with his southpaw right and look for the left.
Got him! Right hand on the floor. Martin looks into his corner as if to say, what on earth was that? Now he's looking at the referee. He's drawing a breath here, taking every second he can. But Joshua's had him on the floor, and there's still a minute 40 left in this second round. And he's down again! And Joshua on the brink here, strolls into the corner as if to say, job done. And Martin looks like he's been wrecked. Destroyed. Over. Done. Britain has a new world heavyweight champion.
Well, he said yesterday, Charles Martin, that he'd never been hurt, amateur or pro, in sparring, anything. Well, he has now. He's just been knocked out, and that was a short reign, and we have a new heavyweight champion of the world, and it is Anthony Joshua.
Charles Martin did not want to get up. He was looking at the referee. The referee was counting in his face, showing him his fingers. He did not want to get up to beat the count. Did not want it.
We've been saying, and I think you've agreed with this, he hits as hard as anybody in the heavyweight game. If he catches you clean, you're in trouble, and that's what happened.
If he catches any heavyweight in the world with those shots, they're going to hit the canvas. You know, he's a big, strong 17.5 stone. There's no fat on him. He's a perfect specimen. If he can land that shot on anybody, they're going to sleep.
But it was good the way he did it. He took his time, he used his jab, he was cautious, and then he let it go. And you know, when it did, it had that wonderful effect, as Joshua does. You just cannot stand in front of Anthony Joshua and let him hit you with anything, because if you do, he's going to knock you out.
There were signs even in that first round, as some of those right hands were getting through, that Martin was feeling them. Didn't want any part of that, and as David said, once he was on the floor, I mean, the look in his face was, what on earth was that? He'd never been hit like that in his life.
Yeah, as he said, he's never been decked before. You know, to have that first experience happen here in front of 20,000 people in a foreign country, he was completely out of his comfort zone.
He was just startled there. He was just looking there, what has happened? And, you know, when you've been hurt for the very first time, it comes as a big shock, and he was badly hurt there, and after the next one he wanted no more.
I bumped into him yesterday. The one thing he said is, I've got a granite chin, no one can damage me, I've never been hurt. Well, you can't rely on that in the heavyweight game. When you've got 10-ounce gloves on, a big specimen like Anthony Joshua hits you on the chin, you have to go down.
You just can't afford to get hit, can you, when you're in the heavyweights? So that sort of power, you got to keep out of the way. He was wide open, very upright, just walked straight into the right hand, which always looked on the cards, and couldn't do anything else.
I didn't see any head movement in the first round or second round for Martin. His head was straight up and down at the end, and he paid the ultimate price for that.
Yeah, well, that's always been the weakness in his style, the fact that he's a southpaw, but he's very straight up and down, no head movement from side to side, and that looked just teed up and ready for a Joshua right hand as soon as he could get close enough.
And he was coming forward as well. He'll have absorbed even more of the power of that punch.
A lot of southpaws wait for their opponents to come at them, step back and counter. He was having no success in the first round, as Anthony Joshua fought a perfect first round. He ran onto it, and the rest is history. Perfect punch, perfect performance.
Yeah, he's smiling as he's on the floor, not listening to the count. He's obviously badly dazed, that he can't even understand what the referee's saying, and look nowhere near making the count.
The referee couldn't have been clearer when he was counting, could not have been clearer. And Charles Martin was looking in his eyes,
A punch that will reverberate around the world of heavyweight boxing. Anthony Joshua takes the IBF belt from Charles Martin, whose reign is brief and painful.
Yeah, He tries to extend the jab, leaves it, misses with a jab, and then straight away the reflexes to slot in that solid right hand just as Martin's coming forward. Beautiful accuracy, wasted nothing, and took him out.
Stunning. The one thing everybody said was, it's not going to go long. It's another win inside 3 for Anthony Joshua, his 15th out of 16.
And the journey has begun.
It really has.
I remember when Lennox Lewis, when we sat there and he won the world title against Razor Ruddock, how well he did that, you know, bust himself into history, and we knew that we were going to be on a great journey, and that journey has just started. Where will it end up, and who's going to challenge him and fight again? We look forward to it.
Well, one possible challenger is sitting alongside you, Glenn.
I was wondering about that.
And Anthony Joshua fought a punch-perfect performance tonight. Well established himself as the IBF champion. There was no arguments there. No, he could have done this better, could have done that better. And that's what you want. That's what you want in a champion. You know, it's onwards and upwards from here, in my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the O2 Arena in London, the end comes at 1 minute, 32 seconds of round number 2, as referee Jean-Pierre Van Imschoot calls a halt to the contest after reaching the count of 10. The winner by knockout victory, still undefeated, the Fighting Pride, the Fighting Gold Medal Pride, and new